Gospel of Thomas, saying number 11. This heaven will pass away, and the one above it will pass away. The dead are not alive, and the living will not die. In the days when you consumed what is dead, you made it what is alive. When you come to dwell in the light, what will you do? On the day when you were one, you became two. But when you become two, what will you do? Another riddle. I like riddles. This heaven will pass away. Heaven, this heaven, consciousness. Okay? Your own reach into the heavens within. Consciousness will pass away, and the one above it will pass away. So higher will pass away. The dead are not alive. Now he's not talking about people that are already dead, remember, because God is a God of the living. God is your brain. So if somebody's body has expired, it's just a body. No consciousness, death, ceasing to exist. But the people that haven't realized their own higher consciousness are, esoterically speaking, dead. That's why Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. And the living will not die. So how do we differentiate between the dead and the living? Well, this goes back to the knowledge of good and evil. Good, evil. Raising the energy up the narrow path that few find, and it's difficult. So those that have raised it up here, also, it's the Kundalini, the serpent, call it whatever you want. It's electromagnetic energy. It enlightens the mind, the enlightenment. Those of the living will not die, because consciousness cannot die. It just is. It's neither created nor can it be destroyed. In the days when you consumed what is dead, you made it what is alive. When you consume something, you take it inside of you, chewing the cud, digesting it, and realizing, responding, becoming alive. When you come to dwell in the light of higher consciousness, enlightenment, ment means mind, light, mind, the enlightened mind. What will you do? Because when you become enlightened, then you understand good and evil from the perspective of higher consciousness, not the perspective of the ego intellect trapped in three-dimensional thinking. It's beyond all that. On the day when you were one, you became two. Remember, Jesus said, I do not come to bring peace, I come to bring division. Division in your own psyche. Psyche means soul. There's a separation. You have the ego intellect, the soul, and then you have consciousness, which powers the soul. So you become two. What will you do? Will you respond to the higher? Will you respond to the message that is delivered to you via the light of consciousness? Or will you prefer to dwell in darkness? But when you become two, on the day when you were one, you became two. Okay, done that. But when you become two, what will you do? This is the biblical marriage. Adam marries Eve, the subconscious mind, the female, the divine feminine, and the ego intellect, Adam, they become one. as one flesh. So what will you do? Are you going to follow the edicts of religion? Are you going to follow the edicts of politics or scientism? Or are you going to follow what you have inside you? Are you going to listen to your intuition? Your tutor within? Saying number 11. Very simple. Cheerio.